Hi everyone, this is Figgy Pop, and guess what? It is that time of year again for Phoenix Fan Fusion.
Starting transmission.
And I know many of you people out there, this is probably your first time going to Phoenix Fan Fusion, and you probably have a lot of questions. A lot of what should I do? What should I bring? And you know what? A lot of this information I'm going to bring is going to be very helpful for you as you go to other conventions. So, without further ado, let's dive into Phoenix Fan Fusion. It's this weekend. So, it is from the 24th, 25th, and 26th. And there is a lot going on. But what do you need to know before you set foot on the convention floor? So, first things first, I recommend go ahead and go out to the website, check it out. You'll be able to buy your memberships there. You'll be able to buy any photo ops, anything like that. You'll be able to see the guests. You'll be able to see the schedule. What are some things you should know? Let's start off first with food and beverages. The convention doesn't actually make the rules for what you can bring in and out of the convention center. Those are actually made by the convention center. I know a lot of people are very frustrated by this because you can't bring outside food and drinks. You can't even bring your own water bottle. You can't bring snacks into the convention center. For me, usually my preparation when I went to Comic Cons was I had some protein bars, some beef jerky, a couple of bottles of water. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, it's really expensive in the convention. Yes, they have vendors, they have food trucks, but they can get very pricey. And a lot of those don't take cards. A lot of those take cash. You may have extra cash on hand in those situations. So keep that in mind when you're buying food and drinks. You can't bring any outside foods. I know they say that will help people who have medical reasons why they need to bring food or for toddlers, but just keep that in mind. Now, for the next important part is actually about costumes and cosplay and stuff like that. So, if you're going to end up cosplaying for the convention, you got to make sure you bring the right stuff too. You want to make sure you're bringing the right props. You want to make sure that the stuff you're bringing is actually acceptable too. Now, down here would be acceptable. Put on back on the back. No, pretty good there. Goggles, same thing. But if you're going to cosplay, make sure the stuff you're bringing is under the guidelines for cosplaying because you don't want to have to send anything back and put it back in the car and actually destroy your costume. So keep that in mind when you're cosplaying. I'm actually going to show you the guidelines they have online for costumes and props and some of the do's and don'ts. But remember, be respectful of the cosplayers out there. Everybody's just having a good time. They're showing off their fandom. They're showing their joy for the medium of either anime, comic books, superhero movies, you name it. They love it all. And they're just out there having a good time. So remember, respect them. It is a great time to get photo ops. So make sure that if you're going to get a photo op, you ask for the permission first. All right. So you know what you're bringing. You know what you want to bring. So what do we do now? Well, let's guess what. Let's start preparing for Comic-Con. So what's the first thing you should do? You know what? Use a website and also download the app too. So we'll go more into the app in a sec. But remember to download the app too. Because what I want to make sure is that on the website, see who the guests are. See who's coming to the convention. Are there any guests that are coming that you'd be super excited about? Phoenix Fan Fusion is known to host many guests. So we'll have movie stars, we'll have TV stars, voice actors, anime voice actors, we have authors, we have scientists, we have cosplayers, comic book artists, comic book writers, you name it. There's going to be a wide range of talent at this convention. And you need to know beforehand what you're going to get signed. It is a lot cheaper to buy stuff outside of the convention before you go to the convention. To be honest, prices do get marked up when you go to conventions, especially if somebody's there that's signing and those vendors have that item. They're going to try to get a little more money out of you. You know what I mean. But if you have to, you have to. If you do not own anything and you want to get something signed, just know the guests do have autographs, the 8x10 autographs you can get signed. So if you need anything get signed, you don't have a Funko Pop, a statue, or anything to get signed by them, you can always go for the pictures. They're not bad. I mean, I have several right now with me. Another great thing about having autographs, having the website and knowing who's coming, Phoenix Fan Fusion does a pretty good job of listing the prices for each of the artists that are going to be there. Pretty much maybe not the comic book artists, but maybe the actors or voice actors. They'll list the breakdown of the prices, how much it costs for an autograph on a picture versus a Funko Pop, for example. How much for a selfie, photo ops, combos, selfie and photo ops and autograph. stuff like that. You should be able to purchase that in advance on the website. So make sure you check those out. Make sure you plan accordingly. If you're able to buy them in advance, that's great. But just know those lines get super long for autographs. So be prepared to stand in line for hours. Unfortunately, there are times where stars may have to cancel or leave the convention early, either because of family emergencies, health emergencies, or scheduling conflicts due to, what, they're working actors. They could have a job that all of a sudden, oof, they get last minute. Don't be upset. I know it gets frustrating. You're like, I went only this one day to meet so and so, and all of a sudden they're not there. You know what? I've had that happen to me too. Several years ago, my wife bought me tickets to go meet Stan Lee at Amazing Arizona Convention, and fortunately, he got sick that year, and that was actually the last year that he came out to Arizona for a convention. So I really never got to meet him again after that. I had an opportunity to get an autograph and I think a photo op too with him. You know, that sucks. Never got a second chance after that. But you know what? It is what it is. And he passed away a few years later after that. So it does happen sometimes. Um, Things like that. But just know, you know what? Have fun. Enjoy yourself. If you don't get an autograph, oh well. Pretty much, Phoenix Fan Fusion really will work with that actor again to bring him out the following year. There's been many times where an actor has had to cancel one year and then they're back like the next 2 or 3 years. So just keep that in mind. You may miss him out once, but you may see him again in a couple of years. If you're packing for Comic Con, make sure you have cash or a card with you. You know, many of the vendors at the booths do not actually have card readers, and the internet downstairs at the convention is horrible, to say the least. So you may not be able to use your card at all. So make sure you bring enough cash for buying stuff, for autographs, for food, stuff like that. So make sure you do have a cash with you. Bring the card too, because you may get lucky and be able to use your card too. But remember that. Some things to note too before you go to the convention is, if you're traveling out of town or from out of state and you're staying in Phoenix, make sure you guys get your hotels early. A lot of the hotels in the area will book up really fast. So you want to make sure you get your hotels early. And also, look at parking. You do not want to be surprised on the day of the convention and you need to pay $80 for parking in one of the parking garages. Whereas if you bought it early in advance online, you could have paid $20, $30. Heck, I'm going tomorrow on Friday, so I did buy one ticket. It cost about $30 to park in one of the parking garages. Done over. I don't have to worry about paying $60 or $80 on the day of. Paying $60, $80 in the day of is ridiculous, and it actually sucks a lot. So that's some of your cash, because a lot of those don't take card either. So you're working over $60, $80 in cash. That could be your whole budget for the whole convention. So don't be surprised by that. Try to get your parking passes early, because you know what? You don't want to run into that situation. Other options is that you can take the light rail, so you can park far away, take the light rail to the convention. The light rail actually stops right out in front of the convention. So that's a great thing too. So if you're able to park in one of the free parking spaces for the light rail in Arizona, go ahead and jump on one of those and go ahead and take that in. Trust me, you will enjoy your convention way more if you don't have to worry about that. Except for the nice thing of having a car nearby is that if you buy too much, you can always go bring it and put it in your car. You don't want to walk around the convention with a whole bunch of stuff in your hands. You know what I mean? You're gonna be standing up. You're gonna be walking a lot. You're gonna be standing around all day. So make sure you pay attention to where a lot of the seating is, where you can rest. It's very important that you actually do take your time and rest. If I have a bench, eat some food, just relax, rest your feet, rest your back, whatever. Because you know what, you're gonna be walking around a lot. One thing I like to do is I like to go to panels. So if I go to a panel that I'm like, not too interested about, and I just need a break, those are the best. You'll be surprised how many panels I sat in and I've actually really enjoyed the material they were talking about. So keep that in mind also. So one thing you want to do is to actually download the app. And this comes in very handy too. It does kind of drain your phone a little bit, so I'll give you that warning right there. But having the app, you can actually see all the scheduling for all the different panels throughout the day. And you can go out there and actually schedule your stuff in advance. That's probably one of the best things here on the app. I'm going to show you on my screen right now. You can see right here is that I went through the app. You see a map of the convention. You can see all the exhibitors that will be there, and you can also see like all the guests that will be there. And if you click on the guest, it actually gives you a rundown of the days and times their panels are, when their signings are, when their photo ops are. Really cool to see. And you can click the little icon next to it too to actually mark it in your calendar. You can actually go to the actual event section here too and actually look at all the different items here too. Like you can actually look at all the different panels. You can mark them. Yeah, I want to go that one. Yep, I want to go that one. Yep, going to go that one. You know what? And then if you go to your own schedule, you'll see everything broken out right there. So you can see your whole schedule. Like for example, on mine, you can see that I have everything scheduled pretty much. I have like an hour for everything, and then at 7:30, I somehow just scheduled like 20 different items. So that kind of sucks. So I have to figure out what I'm going to do at 7:30. So that's the neat thing about having this app is that you can schedule that out. You can also use one of the books. They do give you books there, so you know what, that is an option. So there's options out there in case you don't want to use your phone or you don't have a phone. You can always use the book. I always try to plan the day before. If I can't, then I'll go ahead and plan the next day. So the first night that I'm there, I'll pull that book out and I'll be going through and highlighting different panels I want to go see, different artists and writers I want to go see. That way I know my whole schedule. Day one of the convention, you want to make sure you have your badge ready. You want to make sure you have your full event badge or whatever badge you got for that day ready to go. Just know if you didn't get the mail-in badges, you're pretty much going to stand in line for a very long time. I know one year I think we stood in line for 2 hours in the Arizona heat, and that sucks. There are about 3 entrances to the convention, so know where you're going to park and know what entrance you're going to. And also know that you may be in line for quite a while, so keep that in mind. So if you're getting things signed at the convention, make sure you're also bringing, know accordingly how heavy everything gets. You might bring a graphic novel with you. You might bring us a Funko Pop with you to get signed. Can't bring a statue like this to get signed. Trust me, I've tried. Can't do it. You might have actual individual comic books to get signed too. Make sure when you're bringing that, make sure you don't pack too heavily on you. Spread it out amongst 3 days. If you're going all 3 days for the convention, spread out what you're bringing. Bring a couple of things Friday, bring a couple of things Saturday, bring a couple of things Sunday. Don't just bring it all at once. Kind of spread it out. That makes it a lot easier. So, what? I've been going to Comic Con since I believe it was 2003 was the first time I went to it, and that was the Phoenix Cactus Con. And you know what? I've learned a lot throughout over the years. I've met guests. I've got photo ops with celebrities. I've gotten selfies with celebrities. I've met Darth Vader. Things like that. And you know what? Every year is always something new. I always learn something new that I didn't know the year before. So it is actually very interesting that, here I'm bringing you guys this information that, hey, there are things you need to do. Just be aware. Like I said, just summarize everything. Pack comfortable, pack light, wear comfortable clothes. Make sure you know which guests are going to be there that day and which day they'll be there. For example, some of the actors may only be there Saturday or Sunday or just Friday. So make sure you know who's going to be there on which days. Know that you're going to stand in line either for the panels or you're going to stand in line for your guests that are signing. Attendance is going to be crazy, so make sure you're aware of that. You're going to be bumping into people. Say, I'm sorry, be careful, look where you're walking. It's very important that you don't run into anybody or destroy somebody's costume, too. The big highlight events you want to make sure you're attending, make sure you plan those in advance. Like, for example, Dick Van Dyke's going to be there on Sunday. That panel is going to be packed on Sunday. You're going to have to be in line probably 2 to 3 hours before the actual panel starts. Just be aware of things like that. Saturday, they have the actual Masquerade Ball, which is the costume contest, and this is probably the most fun you'll have if you go to that one on Saturday night. You'll see so many great costumes from different cosplayers here in Arizona. You have the novice, the amateurs, and the professional ones. They're so great. The costumes are amazing. So make sure you take your time to go check that out. Before the convention, make sure you have your tickets bought beforehand. There are no tickets on sale on site. Make sure you pack comfortably, pack correctly. Do not bring any weapons or anything else that's prohibited on the list. If you do bring props or anything, make sure you get them checked in before you walk in. You will be walking through metal detectors. Make sure you have enough time for that. Take breaks, go get food, go eat lunch at one of the nearby restaurants. There's plenty out there to go eat food at. And you know what? Pretty much just have fun. This is our first convention we're going to. If this is your first time going to a convention, have a good time. meet new people, have a blast. If you've been to the conventions, you know what? They're pretty much all the same, but you'll have a great time too. So this is my first convention of the year of the summer. We'll be going to San Diego Comic Con in July. So I'm actually looking forward to that. I'll be showcasing that one here too on the channel, and we'll do a preparatory video before we go to San Diego Comic Con too. Expect that one weeks in advance before San Diego Comic Con. And just remember, guys, if you guys do you like content like this where I kind of break down what to expect, how to plan for conventions, let me know in the comment section down below. I'm looking to do kind of a more detailed, like a more just a what to do and what not to do at Comic Cons in general when we get ready for San Diego Comic Con. That's not so specific, but let me know in the comment section down below if you have any questions about Comic Cons and what's out there and how to get tickets and stuff like that. More than happy to do a video on it and help you guys out. Make sure you hit the like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure the notification bell to get notified when new videos get posted. Like I said, this weekend I'll be posting the video from being at Phoenix Fan Fusion. So we'll do like a walkthrough, we'll show off some of the panels, some of the stuff going on. So it'll be kind of fun there too. So I expect that to come this weekend also. But until next time, guys, this is JD with the Think About Clutter channel.
That concludes a Figgy Pop transmission.